This is the height of shite. It is the worst thing I have seen in a very long time. Look at this. Come with me and look at this. Roblox. Yes. They've got a new AI tool. Watch what this does. Watch what this... Hang on a minute. What? Sorry. What did they just type in there? Woman in a glowing cave. And what does this look like? What does this look like? What does this look like? Give me a sword. Okay. Oh, Clair Obscure. Because that's all I get when I play the game, because I keep getting destroyed. This game, it's not a game, but this AI model that Roblox have made, just look at this again. It is literally just produced Clair Obscure. This is Clair Obscure. The color palette, the character design, it's Clair Obscure. What is this? What is this shite? I mean, this is Roblox. Roblox is the worst shit ever. Anyway, let's just throw that out there. So I'm not the biggest fan of Roblox to begin with. A dragon attacks. This looks horrific. This looks actually horrifically bad. It all is, though, this AI generation stuff. A penguin. See, the problem with this is, and it's what, like, this is, AI advances really fast. And this last year would have looked terrible. It still looks terrible this year. But what's it going to look like in 6 months' time? In a year? When do we get to the point where this is actually just, I mean, it's not generating anything. It's not generating anything. This is what I've got to explain. It is not generating anything. This is literally cloning assets that it has been trained on and shoving them into a prompt. That's all it's doing. This is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. It is so bad. So bad. Okay, so this is what it is, right? It's from Roblox, like I said. And Roblox, obviously, you can make games inside Roblox and you can sell them. And it's just not great. It's a terrible platform. There's a very good video out there from People Make Games. I'll link to that in the video description below. Go and watch that. In fact, there's a few videos they've made. It's pointless me trying to explain how bad this is. You either know or you just don't care. That's just whatever. This is Roblox, right? And they're rolling out their stupid AI generation tool so people can just make games inside Roblox. But look at this. Our real-time action-conditioned world model currently running internally at 16 FPS at 480p. That's not playable. That's horrific. Trained on a combination of data. Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah. We know what data it's been trained on. What the shit? Including proprietary Roblox 3D avatar, whatever. This is the worst shit ever. It is horrific. Right, but this all gets worse, though, because Roblox is heavily into the whole AI thing. And actually, if you think about it, in some ways, it's kind of mad that Roblox wants to just sort of replace all of the people that have been getting used to the Roblox development tools to generate their own games inside Roblox. They just seemingly want to replace them with AI, so you can just type in whatever you like and generate a game. When that'll happen, I don't know. Obviously, it's just horrific because this is just straight up stealing content from whatever it's been trained on. Which, again, these companies, there's got to be a lawsuit at some point. You can't just be ripping off everyone's content. And it ain't just these guys who are doing it. I'll show you what Google have been doing as well, because, again, that just takes the piss. Right, so they say this, right? To support massive high-fidelity worlds, our engine implements an efficient log strategy with a cloud transcoding system that streams meshes and textures even on lower-end mobile devices. We're expanding this framework to AI upsampling of 3D worlds from prompts. In this preview video below, with a single user prompt, our 3D upsampling technology updates the geometry and textures to transform the classic Roblox game Crossroads into a fantasy world with rich organic detail. Well, let's watch the video because we've come this far. We're not just going to ignore it. We'll mute it because I got copyright struck by, it was Google the other day because I played some music in one of their trailers in one of my videos. I'm making videos on YouTube. Google, what are you doing? Anyway, so here we go. The prompt machine's back. Transform this scene into a beautiful fantasy world with rich organic details. So that's like great work there, prompt engineer. So you can see what this is doing, right? So they're claiming their AI model is just going around and doing this automatically. This is like it's funny how the character changes as well. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? It's crazy. I mean, it's debatable whether this looks good or bad or what. I mean, it's not though, is it? It looks terrible. Roblox looks terrible in general anyway. But like, I don't know how to be. I can't be diplomatic about it because I literally couldn't care. This is just so bad. This is like, to me, this one really takes the piss out of the people that spend time trying to develop stuff inside Roblox because they're just saying, nah, anyone can turn up now and just start typing away and it's going to generate stuff. But the thing is, what it's generated is going to be trained off something else. So it isn't organically generating it. It's actually just copying it from other content. And so it's not organic in any way and it's garbage. Okay, this is the CEO, David Baszucki of Roblox. A terrible individual because he is like the most CEO of CEO if there ever could be a CEO. So he's going on here about, oh yeah, following our Q4 2025 earnings report on the stock market, of course, their share price went up. They're blabbing on about shit, whatever. But you can see the note here because what he starts talking about is the facial recognition. Obviously, there is a big issue with abuse on this platform of people really the age they're saying they are, right? Roblox is absolutely rife with this. And you can see the comment here. It says, contrary to their safety claim and age checks, again, the facial age estimation has been shown to have numerous issues, easily bypassed false flags, placing adults in underage groups and vice versa, creates in-game moderation problems and more, and then obviously a ton of sources. So this is a problem they've always had, Roblox. But the problem with Roblox is, at least in my opinion, it is a platform which is just designed to like extract as much money as possible out of children, and it actually incentivizes children to make games on the platform. So they're essentially working for very nothing, and they're underage as well, right? Yeah, if their game makes it big, then they might make tons of money off it in a revenue share system with Roblox itself. But the fact is, most will not, or like 99.9% will not, and they're slaving away making these games. And Roblox, you know, it's got a workforce of a load of underage children. It's terrible. And of course, we're not even talking about all of the, I suppose, like abuse cases that have been hit against Roblox. And I'll say this as well, right? Roblox is more than just a game. Roblox is a social network for kids. I've seen kids using this in my family, right? They're all on Netflix. They're all on Roblox, and they use it like they go into the I honestly don't even know what the games in it are called, but they're like chat rooms. Obviously, you've got your 3D avatar running around, and that's how they keep in touch with each other. So it's a game in some ways, but it's also a massive social network that's got loads of kids on it, and I don't think it's regulated right at all. And it's just terrible. But they're just horrific. Their AI use is so bad, and they literally need to be taken to court. There's no other way around this, right? Because what the hell? Okay, so this is Google Gemini, right? And I just feel like this stuff is just getting completely out of control. And every day, we're just seeing the same stuff generated. If it's not Mario, it's Final Fantasy. If it's not Final Fantasy, it's Clair Obscure. It's like, what is going on? They are stealing assets en masse because what's happening is these models are being trained on data, whether it's videos, whether it's actually playing through the games millions of times or whatever they do, or disseminating the engines, looking at the texture files. I don't even care what they do, but they just look at information and they don't create anything new. What they're doing is just spewing out regurgitated stuff that it's been created by somebody and they've stolen it through their model. This is what's mad about this. So this guy, Tim Paul, he says it's nuts. No, it ain't, mate. It's garbage. But I'm going to show you guys just because it's funny as shit, right? So this is Gemini. This looks very familiar. I don't know what game this could be. I really don't know. I have no idea. This is a purely generated game by Genie. It is completely original. The AI model has done all the work. This looks absolutely nothing like a game that exists. No way. No, sir. No, it is not. It's terrible. I can't even watch this anymore. How long's to go? Oh, we're only halfway through. At least it only generates 60 seconds. What gets me, though, is these like world models. The way they're being used here is just totally shit. Like, I'm sure they'd have proper uses, not just generating stuff like this. But this shows you, it exposes the data they're trained on. It shows you that they can't really create anything. Because if you ask it to do something, like if you said, I want you to add a tank, will it like put a tank in from World of Tanks? Because it's like been trained on tons of World of Tanks models and it just appears. Like, you know, I want you to put a dragon in, so like someone from Skyrim just appears because that's what it's been trained on. It's like that's not original. This is so bad, and it's playing around again. So I'm gonna stop it because we don't want to see any more of this. I just want to show you this for a second, right? Because I feel like I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks talking about the negative impact of AI, and especially these companies like OpenAI, you know, fucking whoever else, right? Burning, like literally buying more than the global RAM inventory that exists. So it means consumers have to pay a shitload of, you know, money if they want any RAM. You've got Nvidia saying we're not going to release GPUs. The list just goes on, right? That is terrible. This, though, right? if this is true, what they're saying, so they've worked with Ginkgo and to connect GPT-5 to an autonomous lab so it could propose experiments, run them at scale, learn from the results, and decide what to try next. That closed loop brought protein production costs down by 40%. If this is what I think it is, where the AI can endlessly run complex scientific experiments and get the results, and that could lead to better health outcomes for humans, this would be good. Again, we don't know if this is actually accurate or it's making any kind of, if it's doing anything of worth. Again, we don't know. We just have to go off what they say. But this is what I want to see AI used for, really, not generating Final Fantasy, because what the fuck? But maybe, again, this is just all wishful thinking. I don't know. I really don't know. I think I've still got that part of me, which is like AI can be the future. It can solve problems. But its path to getting there just seems so... It's just consuming everything. Right then. So what the hell is going on here with this stuff? I think this is just going to get worse. It is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse because these models are getting pushed by large corporations. Now, the reason for this is very simple. If you have an AI element to your company, that's very attractive to investors. So ultimately, investors will probably look to invest in you because you've got AI, and they associate AI with rapid growth and mega returns. Although if you look at the stock market recently, there has been a downturn, although maybe that just turns out to be a blip. Who really knows? The fact is, this is the problem we've got with companies that are ending up on the stock market publicly traded and then making games. Now, I'm going to go on for a bit of a tangent here because I have been looking at Overwatch again recently, and Overwatch is stuck in a world of... So I want to talk about Overwatch and Deadlock here because I think this makes a lot of sense. So one is a game from a company that is under pressure to make as much money as it can for its parent company, which is publicly traded, which is heavily invested in AI, Microsoft. The other company is, well, Valve, and they are funded by themselves, clearly through Steam, and obviously through money they make in their own games, but through Steam predominantly. Now, I'm not saying Valve are a shining beacon here with things like monetization and whatnot, because they essentially invented the battle pass. You've got gambling in their games, loot boxes, all of that stuff, right? So they're not great. But the comparison I want to make here is the pressure on the development teams and the pressure on the game. Valve with Deadlock can just sit around and spend forever making the game. They've got an infinite development budget because of where their money comes from as a company, from Steam. Companies like Blizzard do not. They have to answer to Microsoft, and they have to say, well, we're making more money every quarter. If we're not, then we're going to get looked at by upper management. They're going to say, what are you doing? What is wrong? So what happens with games like Overwatch is it pushes them into an arena of they have to monetize their game in a very specific way. And this is being sort of felt at the moment in the Overwatch community, where characters are starting to look fairly similar, especially new characters, to certain other characters that sell extremely well when it comes to skins and cross-collaboration content. And again, when you see that game put out new collaborative content, I think it's got a Hello Kitty thing coming out soon, it's got characters like Juno and Kiriko right at the front because they're the characters that sell. So every major update, they are always going to get cosmetics. This leaves other characters that maybe are not played as often, i.e. Hammond or a Bastion, not getting any skins because it's not worth doing that, which is a terrible way to develop games. So long story short, it's this pressure from the investors. If you are not integrating AI in some way into your system, you're going to be punished. Now, like I said in those two examples, they're not AI related. Overwatch is not using AI to generate content, and Deadlock isn't using AI to generate content, but they've got different pressures from their management. But again, when you look at companies like Roblox, which are just horrific hellholes and want to make as much money as they possibly can, whatever the cost, they will integrate AI straight away. Now, the problem with this becomes when these companies get so big, Roblox is one of the biggest gaming platforms there is. It might even be the biggest, actually, by concurrent users and definitely monthly active users. This forces other companies to start doing the same thing. And what worries me with this is you see a future. It's not like I'm being kept up at night with this, but like you see like a future of you're renting your computer from Amazon off the cloud or whatever cloud provider, and you're playing an AI-generated game in real time. That's generating a game just for you that only you're experiencing, so you don't really have a chance to talk to anyone about this game. And so it's completely pointless and meaningless, and it's just been generated based off art assets that existed 10 years ago when AI wasn't around. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's shocking, right? I don't know whether I'm just blowing this out of proportion, but I feel like we're just going to see more of these completely generative tools. I mean, I think NetEase was saying something recently. A statement was going around. I'm ad-libbing this a bit, but saying we don't use generative AI. And then they actually had to come back and say, no, we do. Or no, we use AI tools. Don't worry about it. Like I said, right, AI is going to be used in the gaming industry. It's going to be used in every industry. It is used in every industry, right? It's used for all kinds of things. There comes a point where if it's being used to generate art, it is abysmal. To just sort of finish this off with Overwatch, the game director for Overwatch did say, no, we don't use generative AI, and we've got no intention of ever using that in our art assets. So that's the kind of thing we want to hear in these creative industries. But I fear that might be fighting against the tide ultimately, unless, of course, all the AI stuff completely collapses, which it might do. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. What do you think about these world generation tools? And it's kind of funny, isn't it, how they just keep generating games that already existed. Especially that Roblox one. It was a very inconspicuous prompt, woman in a fantasy world, and it just gives you Clair Obscure. Anyway, like the video, guys, if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel because it helps a ton, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next video. See you soon.